A lot of Pokemon EX have been released over the past few sets, and I bet that you've actually forgot about a few of them. One of the ones that I find more interesting is Garchomp EX. It has two really solid attacks, really good typing, and free retreat on top of that, but it doesn't really see any play. So today, we're going to give Garchomp its time to shine, and we're going to take a look at a really fun and interesting deck list. What is going on, everybody? Hey, my channel here, back again with another Pokemon trading card game online deck tech. Today, we're here on PTCG Live, taking a look at Garchomp EX in a toolbox style way. But before we get into the list, I want to say thank you so much to the sponsor of the channel, PTCGL Store. If you need codes, you know where to go. Head over to PTCGOstore.com and use code HITMON to get 5% off your order. Get a good product for a good price, and you help out the channel as well. So thank you to you for supporting the channel, and thanks to the sponsor. So please go check them out. And now we're taking a look at Garchomp EX. I really do like Garchomp. This list is courtesy of my good friend Paul. He is the one that originally cooked this up. I think I might have made like 1 or 2 card changes, but it's a really fun list, and I want to just go through it. And it's like really combo based. It's really cool. So we're just gonna take a look. We got the start of the show, Garchomp EX here. It's got Hydrolander for 160. You only need 1 fighting energy, and you can attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from your discard pile to your bench Pokemon in any way you like when you use this attack. So for support, we are going to be using Radiant Greninja to help us discard those those fighting energy and draw 2 cards as well. And Garchomp's other attack is pretty solid as well. For 2 colorless energy, you can discard both those energy from this Pokemon and do 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is really good for sniping things like Bibarel, or if you want to go for a boss stall and then snipe something on the bench. Could be really strong as well in the late game. Yeah, and you can kind of just change this together with 2 Garchomps because they all have free retreat, which is really good. So we are rocking a 4-1-3 line of Garchomp EX, and we're also playing a bunch of other support Pokemon in here. We are playing a 2-2 line of Bidoof and Bibarel to help us draw some cards and have some consistency throughout our deck. And we're also playing a copy of Manaphy to protect our little dudes on the bench. And now our support attacking Pokemon are really neat. I want to start with Iron Hands, because Iron Hands is actually pretty strong in this deck. You can accelerate 3 fighting energy to it, then the turn after attach a lightning energy, and boom, you're going to be able to amp you very much onto anything you really want to. So Iron Hands is really good at dealing with single prize Pokemon, and we do have our own single prize attacker in here in the form of Groudon. It's got that Magma Purge that does 60 for, and then you can discard up to 4 fighting energy, or sorry, 4 any energy from your Pokemon, and you do 60 for each you discard in that way. And it does take 2 fighting energy and a colorless one, so you can charge it up with Garchomp's attack. We also have the Iron Bundle in this deck, which is really cool for multiple reasons. One, Hyper Blower, oh I can't talk today, is the main reason that we are playing this card, because it lets you just give half an escape rope. Your opponent switches their Pokemon. Could be really good if there's something in the active you can't deal with, and you discard the Iron Bundle. You put it into your discard pile so you can bench another Pokemon. And Refrigerated Steam is a usable attack because we're also playing water energy in here. So you can, if the defending Pokemon's an evolution Pokemon, it can attack. You just smack them with Refrigerated Steam, and it could be really good against decks like Charizard that might not have many non-evolution attackers and don't play a lot of switching cards, that you can actually use Iron Bundle pretty effectively in those matchups. And the last attacker that we have is Garchomp V from Astral Radiance for its Sonic Strike attack. This is the main reason we play the water energy, because you discard 3 energy from this Pokemon and you do 220 to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And it has free retreat as well, so you have a couple different pivot options in this deck. And that's basically it for the Pokemon. Pretty long explanation there, but now we're just gonna get into the trainers, which is why I think this deck works so well, because we can play 4 copies of Irida. Irida can search out our Garchomp and our Rare Candy, because Garchomp is Terra type water. So we can use Irida to grab one of our 3 Rare Candies and our Garchomp, or if we already have them, we can grab our Ultra Balls to search Pokemon, or our Nest Balls, or our VIPs, you know, or we can grab one of our 2 switching cards to help ensure that our Bibarel doesn't get stuck in the active. We have 2 Earthen Vessel in this deck as well to find our energies. We have 3 Path to the Peak in here to slow our opponent down, as well as 2 Boss and 3 Iono. In terms of our energy, we got 8 fighting energy, 1 water, and 1 lightning. So pretty diverse like lineup here with this deck, and I'm very excited to show it off. So I'm just not going to talk any longer. We're going to hop into some games, get some dubs with Garchomp EX. We get to call a coin flip, tails or fails, as I always say. And we're going to flip that coin, and it's going to be tails, so we're going to choose to go second with this deck. And I just want to get a good start. Every time I went second, I've just been getting like 0 Pokemon Surge and a terrible starter. So I just want to get like, you know what? This is a very good hand. This is a very workable hand. I'm happy with this. We're going to start with our Gible here. And maybe you should have put the Manaphy down in case we're playing against Anti-Iron Valiant or something like that. But that matchup should be fine as long as we don't get like immediately donked. So that's okay. We're going to see what we are up against in particular here. and it's going to be a Lost Zone deck. So that's interesting. Lost Zone, I think, is a matchup you want to go first, but going blind, I think going second is probably better. Lost Zone shouldn't be too bad because we can just abuse hands against them. They have a Heavy Ball, and okay, they got the Nest Ball, so they got something they can do. I'm curious which version of Lost Zone is going to be. Now, the trick here is we need to figure that out, because if it's Sablezard, we don't need to bench Manaphy. And we don't play Jirachi. Thankfully, our guys are, like, protected, though. So, like they can't multi-KO, which is good. There's a Fire Energy, so I'm thinking it's Sablezard. So I'm not going to bother benching Manaphy. And I hope it doesn't come to bite me back later in the game. But we should be okay, hopefully, like, as long as we can survive the first few turns. They got rid of the VIP, probably for another one. That would make sense. So they got a really solid start going on here. I'm guessing it's going to be a Cram and a... they could go for a third Comfy, but they don't want to bench lock themselves. Probably a Manaphy. I guess a Manaphy is, like, important for them in this matchup, because they don't want us to just snipe their Comfies off the bench immediately. But yeah, that makes sense. If they have another switching card, that would be really tragic. But I think that might be the end of their turn. Another Rope, oh my gosh, yeah. So I'm, like, expecting, you know, potential turn 2 Sableye. Could happen here. But yeah, we'll see what they do. They're getting rid of a Counter Catcher. Counter Catcher is good for us. We also need to be aware of Roxanne. Roxanne is really bad for us as well. But we have a pretty snazzy start. I don't want to put the path down. I don't think it's really needed, but we can play Gible, and we can go VIP, and we can grab double Bidoof, and I want to grab another Gible for sure. So I think this is good. And Irida is going to grab me the Chomp, and I think I'll use it to grab another VIP. And with the VIP, I can grab the rest of my little lads. If my opponent gets turned to Sableye, both my Bidoofs can go, which would be really bad. But I don't know if they can, like, with a 3-card hand, and, like, they don't have, like, a lot of, like, Lost Vacuum shenanigans, I don't think. So that might be okay. I don't want to use Iron Bundle just yet. Not much, yeah. I'll just establish these two guys. This is, like, really solid way to start. No need for Path, because they can just vacuum it away. I'll just pass. They got 3 cards in their hand, so they're, like, stretched pretty thin in terms of, like, all the cards they're using. So I just need one of our Bibarels to survive. Like, that's really what I need here. But literally, if I can just establish a Garchomp, and I can just start swinging and chaining Garchomps, we'll be okay. But yeah, this is the thing. Makes me think that sometimes you should play Jirachi, like, in this deck. But it does feel tight. They lost on Radiant Zard? Oh, damn, okay. That's interesting. They attached, they're gonna retreat. Maybe it's just a Cram motive from them? So obviously they gotta hit a gate in order to be able to use it. Like, them lost zoning a Radiant Zard, they got rid of the gate. There's Pokegear, they get the Chorus, they do get Chorus, so they are smoothing a little bit. Chorus puts them to 7, another Comfy will put them to 8, and then Vacuum plus Stadium puts them to 9, but they got rid of a Stadium. I'm so confused by these Lost Zone choices. They gotta literally have, like, everything they need, but they're just going for a Cram. Okay. You know what? I'm fine with that. That's crazy. That's a crazy, like... That was a crazy sequence of Lost Zoning right there. I did not expect them to get rid of Radiant Zard. But I'm very happy with how our game is panning out so far. So, we got Garchomp going. We got our Bidoof down. I'm going to put the Path down, and I don't necessarily want to put the Manaphy down, because there's no need. I just want to draw cards with this Path. And now, we don't have any, like, way to discard stuff. So I'm going to put the hands down and Iono. That's fine. At this point, I want to get, like, an Energies plus, plus Ultra Ball, but we didn't get any of that, so that's okay. We just can go for a Hydro Lander, punch the Cram. We got a decent, like, survivability on our Garchomp, so I'm not, like, mad at that or anything. We got our other Iono, which is really, really good. Here they could get, like, Sableye and just pick the Bidoof off, but that's fine. We have our switches, so a Counter Catcher Roxanne play, like, is bound to happen at some point, but I'm not super worried. They got rid of a Clara, which is fine for us. There's another Colress. Now this is the crucial Iono that we gotta wait and save. No Radzard to really worry about, so we just gotta worry about our Garchomp, and we just gotta get our hands online. And then when we get our hands online, we should just be able to win, because now there's excuse me, there's not really a way for them to multi-prize. Like, they can't really take multiple prizes really quickly anymore. They're getting rid of a Roxanne, but it's possible they play 2. I would not be surprised if they did. Yeah, there's, like, what was so important that they lost on the Radiant Zard? That's what I don't understand. Like, what was so important that they were like, yeah, this Radiant Charizard is gone. It's hitting the loss zone. Like, I don't understand. There is an escape rope, and in that case, I think I just want to bring Gabite up. That's fine. I doubt they target it. I feel like they target either the Bibarel or the Bidoof here. I doubt that they target the Gabite. So I'm not super, like, concerned. Even so, I can just get Garchomp plus the plus Earthen Vessel, depending on what I draw here. Because I really need to start powering this hands up. Like, I need to. And they're gonna switch again. We got rid of Cram. They could find it. They could have another Cram. Like, that's possible as well. They could cram this Gabite, in which case we just get ourselves another Gible down. And I'm assuming a Cram's gonna come out. That's fine. I'm actually okay with that. Like, that doesn't really hurt me that much. Oh, they play the Dark Energy, so they're playing Roaring Moon as well. Okay, that makes sense. I understand that, because then they want at the end of the game to be able to Moon and knock out this Garchomp. But that's okay, because we can just return it with hands. That's like my goal. We'll lead this little guy here, and then if we can power up hands, we should be okay to make some money and start grooving here. Oh, we don't have... Oh, no. We don't have a thing left. A Gible left. Shoot, I forgot we prized one. That's okay. That's fine. But it means, like, we need to, you know... We really need to get discarding stuff. So should I get Vessel here? I feel like I should probably just get Ultra Ball and just, like, thin more. So maybe I don't get this. Maybe I get Manaphy. And, like, I don't want to put Manaphy down. I don't want to give him another way to Sableye. And here, get Bibarel. And I just want to go thin crazy. I could actually bundle. That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. I could just burn the bundle. And, like, KOing anything else on the bench, I think, is a decent plan. Just limiting their draw power is fine. So yeah, I want to just be drawing energies plus vessels and stuff here, or Ultra Ball works too, because like, yeah, I gotta get this hands powered up. Like, this hands guy's gotta get, he's gotta start getting some energies on him. If I can at least get 2, then I'll be happy. Almost. I got 1. We're almost there. But we will go for the Hydro Lander, take out the Comfy, and yeah, start powering this guy up. See, like, if they get the Moon here, then that's what's really tragic. It's because if we got 1 more energy on the hands, we would be okay. Us getting Groudon is good too. It's a good Pokemon for us to poke with or respond to a potential Moon incoming here. But okay, so they're playing for the Moon play, which is fine. They're down 1 Gate and 2 Chorus, I think. So now, like, next turn's gonna be the Iono turn. They could also go for a Cram plus a Moon. That would also work for them. But yeah, that would be a bit tough for us to kind of... That would be fine, actually. I'd rather them do that. I really need to get hands out that turn, though. I feel like that's gonna lose me the game. Like, I really feel like that not having hands access next turn is gonna lose us the game, because we don't have another attacker powered up. We just could not find our energy for whatever reason. Just couldn't get them down. We need to play the path in order to draw with Greninja, or sorry, in order to draw with Bibarel. So, like, yeah, that's really tough. We could also put Groudon down and, like, start going with that guy, but we really don't. Yeah, there's the Moon. Oh, I'm so worried. If they literally hit us with it, I'm gonna be so mad, because we had such a good start. We had such a good start. Oh, only 1. Okay, only 1. That's good. That's good. That's good. Only 1. Only 1. I'm happy about that. They didn't lost any energy, which means they must have prized a bunch, or they just drew into 1. Okay. If they don't get the Moon here, we actually probably should win, which is good, because then we can just go, like, chomp whatever they hit with, and then they Moon, then we hands the Moon for 3 prizes. I feel like their plan now is gonna just be Cram Moon and hope we don't have anything to respond with that. In that case, yeah, they're gonna attach the Moon. In that case, there's a beach court. Do they have it? I really hope they don't have it. Okay, thankfully it's just the cram. Okay, so in that case, so like now they can attack with the moon, which means we need to use Groudon. There's a water energy. The water energy, not really gonna matter right now. I want to get rid of this fighting energy. We don't have fighting energy there. Okay, put Groudon down. We need to get Groudon attacking and going here, and we also need to just straight up Iono this away. And then we gotta get more stuff happening and more stuff powered up. So, like, I wish I could have gone for a hands play, but unfortunately not. The Iono to 4 here I think is pretty good because it forces them to spend a lot more time drawing through. If we got another path, that would be nice, but that's okay. This is like the hand that I've been waiting for. I want to grab all these energies and just Ultra Ball them, like pitch them, get them all out of here. And that would be good. That would be really, really good. So now I can incisors, get more energy gone. That's perfect. That is perfect. I still have both my switches, I believe. Yeah, okay, that's good. So I'm not like gonna get trapped or anything, which is like a main fear. We have the other Iono, which is good, so I can get these energies gone. This is what I've been waiting for, like completely waiting for, and finally we got there. So draw more cards, that's fine. Yeah, it's just gonna have to be a Hydro Lander, and we can actually power both of these guys up at once, which is good. We can get both of them ready to go, so we can do 1, 2, and 3, and then we can attach this after to the hands. I think being able to respond to the moon with Groudon is really important, so that's why the hands is fine to take a little back seat. Then we can now Iono them to 2 cards next turn, and then respond with the Groudon to the Roaring Moon. And that's gonna put like us down to 1. We've doubled Bibarel up. Hopefully we should be okay. They got a lot of lost zoning going on. They only played like the 1 gate, and they lost zoned 1. They didn't play any energy recovery other than Clara in the lost zone. So if we put it all to the bottom, like if they had the rods in hand and just didn't realize what energy situation they were in, we might be okay, because for them to dig for it, it's kind of impossible to get to the bottom, because they expended a lot of resources. Got rid of a switching cart, but literally at this point all they need is an energy, right? They just need to attach an energy, and then they are good as gold. They can just get going. They do find Colress though, so I have a feeling they're gonna get the moon here, which is a-okay. They could countercatcher. They could countercatcher Groudon, which would be bad, but I don't actually mind that too much. I can Irida rot it back, but again, I do want to have to Iono them at some point, because then that puts them to odd prizes, and I think their map is Garchomp plus hands, or like I don't know actually. I don't know what their map is. I don't know what their map is at this point, because we're prepared to return the KO the moon. Then if we do that, I don't know how they finish the game. They probably finish the game by going counter, like that by Sableye Bibarel, right? But they're just gonna Calamity Storm. Okay, so they're Calamity Storm, knock out the Chomp, and that's a-okay with me, because they take 2, and now this is the time where we Iono them to low, and we smack with Groudon. Yeah, that's a-okay in my book. Thing is, we have to discard a lot of energy, but I think we should have 1 left for hands, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, don't tell me we're literally going to be an energy short of using hands now. Oh man, that would really suck. That would really, really, really suck. We gotta KO this, this moon though. So, okay, this is what we do. We Iono first. We gotta find Rod, which we should actually find with relative ease here. There we go. There's our Rod. We Rod. And we put back the energies. There we go. Okay. Now we're chilling. We're chilling. I think, like, I don't know. Do I want to establish another Gible? I probably do. So we'll put both of those back. That's okay. I don't necessarily want to put the path down because I don't want to give him Calamity Storm. Which could be... maybe I should, just to block, like, any Luminion or anything like that. If they play it, the path shouldn't really do much because they can't even KO hands with it. Yeah, maybe the path down is fine, just so we draw more. We want to keep these switches. The switches are very important. We don't get to use them. I really would have loved to get a Gible down though. I could burn them both, but that's like a terrible idea, so I won't do that. So I'll just go for Magma Purge. And 1, 2, 3. We gotta get rid of 4, and I'll get rid of this water. Doesn't really matter. And yeah, just boom, knock out that Roaring Moon. And now they need 2 prizes to win, and they need to knock out hands, basically, right? They need to knock out hands. There's really no way for them to do that easily. They're on 2 cards. They lost zoned Radiant Charizard, which is the only reason this plan is working. We would have to play so much differently if they didn't lost zone Radiant Charizard. But they did that. Now they need to take 2 prizes. They can get Bibarel. But if they get Bibarel, we just switch and we find our energy with hands. Like we switch, boom. The thing is like they can get Moon back. Like I'm not really, that doesn't really surprise me. They get their 2 gates down, literally, but they need to have like an energy in hand plus like a switch plus like they need a lot still. They're down. I think they're down 2 court. Yeah, they're down 2 court. So getting out to the wire here. Again, they need Rod, Gate. Like they need Rod. I think they need double Rod, double Gate. They're just putting those 2 back, which is interesting. The Dark and the Psychic. So they're just gonna go for a Sableye play, which means that we can win the game with good old Handsy. Unless we get Roxanne. Like if they play 2 Roxanne, that could be tough. But we have another Bibarel to move whatever we need to. And Irida here literally, oh, we don't have Vessel though, so Irida doesn't get us. We're down the Vessels. Irida doesn't get us there. Which isn't great. We need a way to like thin down these cards in order to draw with Bibarel. That's the challenge. Yeah, they're gonna retreat. They're gonna go into Sableye mode here and Lost Mine. So we literally just gotta find an energy and we win the game here. That is the plan. They're just gonna get a Bibarel. Makes sense. And yeah, we got 2 energy to find out of 9 cards. It's possible. Do we have any Ultra Balls left? We don't. So not anything to really take the cards out of the hand that we need. If we found the Gible last turn, it would have been amazing. But we found a Rare Candy, which is another non-burnable card. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in hand. We can burn 3, 4, 5 of them to put us down to draw 1 more. Okay, this is I think what we gotta do. I think we gotta switch into you, then we switch into hands. We first go for the Irida, I think. Or we put both these guys down because at this point we need to, right? Throw both these guys down. Got an Irida anyway. We could have Irida'd first. We got 2. Could have Irida'd first. We just gotta hit an energy. So, give me an energy, please. Yes. All right, we did it. We got the amp you very much for the game here against Radiant Charizard. Really close game, really tight game. But we were able to pull through, and we were able to win with Garchomp. That was close. We had some really like rocky draws there, but I'm happy. I'm proud of how our game went. And you know what? Honestly, a dub for Garchomp is a dub for the nation. So I'm happy with that. Get to call a coin flip. Tails never fails is what I always say. So we're gonna flip that coin, and it's gonna be heads. So our opponent is the one that will decide our fate. We don't get to choose if we're going first or second here. I think that going second is better because you get access to Irida, you can get VIP, but our opponent's gonna make us go first, which is okay because this deck is like a max consistency deck. We got a solid start apart from starting the Garchomp V, but at least it's not the Iron Hands. So this is an okay way to start the day. It's going to be a Miraidon matchup. This card's actually pretty good into the Miraidon matchup because our Garchomp is not good into the Miraidon matchup because he is weak to lightning. Not a fan of that. But if we can turn one path them, we might be okay. I would like to see that if we can just drop that path and be like, good luck, like have fun. I think it's Miraidon anyway. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I'm not. It is going to be Miraidon. It's our turn. Hopefully we can just stop them from playing the game. That's my game plan here. Start with the VIP. We'll definitely grab these two guys. See what else is in the deck. I think I want to check prizes. So I think we prized ourselves. Prized the Bibarel. We have a Garchomp in hand, so that's a-okay with me. We prized an Irida, and we also prized ourselves a boss. Prized the VIP, and I think we prized a few energy, just one energy. It's not too bad. From here, I could draw some cards, but I don't actually, like, I don't want to risk it. And we might get Iono'd as well. I'll definitely play another Nest Ball and grab another Gible, just to be super safe. Because we can Irida and we can grab the Iron Bundle after, and through Iron Bundle we can just, you know, we can just let it ride and like force them to switch it to something. Maybe if they only have like the Zero Aura in play as their single prizer. So I think maybe we'll drop this here. Put down the path, because we have Ultra Ball to get ourselves Bibarel. Put down path, and I'll retreat into this Gible here, because if they knock out the Gible, the energy goes in the discard pile, and we can just use it to charge up Garchomp, which I really like. We can just snipe things. If they put Bravery Charms, we just snipe whatever they don't get. They have the Miraidon in hand, but do they have a path bump? They have Miraidon, they got the Sheep. I hope they don't have the path bump, because that would be really, really good for us. This is like a path and pray kind of matchup for sure. So if they can't like get anything going here, that'd be really good. Most Miraidons aren't playing Lost Vacuum right now, so even if they have Arven, they might not have an out. They don't have any V Pokemon, so they can grab Force Seal, but they might not have a way to get out of that. And they're going to go for an Ultra Ball here, which will reveal what the rest of the hand looks like pretty much. If they're discarding supporters, that means they got something going on, but they're not. So maybe they have a supporter, maybe they don't. They're going to grab something else here. They discard another Ultra Ball though. Important to note, because we could just snipe their Flaffy and like the Mareep and get that guy out of there. I would like that, I think. But again, obviously depends what they got going on in their deck. They could have been really relying on Fleet-Footed to hit for their turn to work, right? That's possible. You know, I've played a good deal of Miraidon and that happens. But they're getting a second Sheep, so I'm not sure if I want to go that route. There's a Bravery Charm, and what's the last card in their hand? It's nothing. Okay. Perfect. We got stuff going on now. So I think the way I want to start this off, we're going to Irida, and I want to grab Bundle, and I want to grab a Candy. Okay, now we're cooking here. So I can use the Candy, get our good pal Garchomp up and online, and drop Bundle, Ultra Ball these away, and we can grab our Bibarel. There we go. So now we're fully playing the game. We could start by we could power up the Garchomp V. We can bundle first, see what they bring up, and then go from there. We get an interesting hand. We can actually get another Rare Candy Garchomp, which is pretty good. And I actually think I want to save this last spot for Groudon. I'd like to put Groudon here. We only have one energy to power up, which is kind of tragic, but I think we should still put it on Groudon. So, or we could put it on Garchomp and just switch between Garchomps. But I think a good goal here, actually, it might be fine to take out Zero Aura right now. I might be happy with that. I think I'm good to take out Zero Aura. Denying them a pivot with no energy on board is, I think, an important thing. And then we can start getting Groudon powered up to go. So I'm happy with that. Then if they try and tank with Miraidon, I'm actually content to Iron Bundle it away and force them to bring something else up. You know, this might seem like an uninteresting quote-unquote match because we just path them turn one, but we're doing kind of what our deck wants to do. We're being like disruptive and being a pain in our opponent's side while we charge up and while we prepare our attacker. They had another, maybe they top decked the research because like they might have just had it, which would have been kind of tragic. But I am happy that we got to get rid of the Zero Aura there. I think saving the bundle is a lot more important. They got a Raikou coming down. Now, they can attack with the Raikou, and the Raikou can do a bunch of damage to us, which is not cool, which I don't appreciate. So I would like to, like, blower it away, push something else up. They get a generator, and I hope they hit 0 energies. I'm really praying on their downfall here. Let's go. All right, we're cooking. We're cooking them up. Because they don't have a pivot, even if they have an attachment from hand, they're not going to be able to attack with the Raikou now. So they're going to start prepping Miraidon, which I don't kind of agree with. I think that Raikou should be prepped. No attachment either. No energy in the discard. We are going to be having a decent time here. I think I want to start. I'm going to attach this energy to Groudon at this point. We'll attach it here. And I want a Super Rod. I'll put the hands back. I just want to draw more cards. I think it's important that we get some stuff out here. We've got Irida, which is really, really solid because Irida will let us go for a nice little Ultra Ball situation here, which I think I'm content with. I want to get rid of that fighting energy, and I want to just thin the deck out of cards I don't need right now. If we can do this, get rid of the fighting. Yeah, I think that's acceptable. We'll do that, and I don't necessarily want anything. We got our guys prepped and ready. We could Blower, which, excuse me, I don't mind because it forces them to either give us Flaffy, excuse me, or we 2-hit Miraidon. So maybe Blowering. Yeah, we'll do the Blower. That's the right call. We do the Blower because if they either give us Flaffy and we knock it out, they give us Raikou, which we can 2-shot, or Miraidon, which we can 2-shot, and then we 1-shot the other one. And then we're in a pretty, like, really good spot going forward. So they're going to give us Flaffy, which I expected, which I'm happy they did. We can bench the other Gible, and boom, we'll Hydro Lander. And we smack that Flaffy, and we have a single energy. I do want to put it on Garchomp V, because we're going to go for a Magma Purge. We need to discard 2 energy, 3 to take out the Miraidon with the Charm, and now that's good. We've denied them even more energy acceleration. Getting a VIP off the prices isn't necessarily great, but you know what? That's completely fine. I'm not super mad at that. They got a Raichu coming down, which I'm sure they would have put down before if they had it. They're going to Super Rod back the Flaffy and the Mareep. Now, we can't forget, they are down 2 Ultra Balls. So, getting this Flaffy back out might be a bit of a challenge for them. But they're going to Iono us. They're going to get a fresh hand of 6 new cards. But they need to find a way to move this Flaffy and to charge up their other guys. Getting the Water Energy here is really good too, because we can start prepping our Garchomp to go for a Snipe on the bench. I would rather not attach it to Groudon, because once we put it on Groudon now, we have no way to win. We have 0-0 chance that we can... well, they got the energy attachment. Do they have the switching out of Mareep, though, is the question. They do. They have a switch card, so we're going to have to get Groudon going here. We need to just discard 3 energy, and we're good to go. And then we kind of leave them with no board state, you know what I mean? So maybe the Water Energy here is going to be the right play. We'll have to kind of play it by draw, see what we draw into. We can lead with Garchomp, because it's got free retreat, as do a lot of things in this deck, which is good. And I want a Nest Ball to kind of just start this off. Don't necessarily want anything else. I'm going to definitely Iono them. And we don't have the other, we don't have the other Bibarel in the deck yet. But maybe I should still bench it just in case. Or maybe I put Greninja down. If I throw Greninja down, that might be a play. Yeah, we'll throw Greninja on the bench. And I think I'm going to attach this, like... Okay, here, this is what I'll do. I'll draw 1, see if it works. If we got a fighting energy, get Rare Candy. Okay, so I want to put 1 on the Groudon. It removes the Garchomp V play, but at this point we should be okay. I think we'll be fine anyway. It's a really tough call, but like I think if we whiff this attack, we legitimately lose. So I don't want to risk it. Like I really don't want to risk it. Yeah, we did get energy, which is good. But yeah, I didn't want to risk this happening to us, so we'll go for the Magma Purge. We need to discard 3 energy, which is a bit tragic, but we can probably just do 1, and then we can do 2 and 3, I think is fine, because we'd rather just use the Groudon again, right? Or actually, no, we'll keep this here, because we can just accelerate those back. Yeah, we got to discard the 3. So we'll get rid of those guys. Boom, 360 damage on Miraidon. It just gets smacked and sent to the Shadow Realm. And now we are literally just a boss away from winning the game. Well, we kinda. We need to hit something with Garchomp first, and then we're a boss away from winning the game, because we got to power Groudon up, right? So, they get another Miraidon down. I'm hoping they don't find their path out. They got 4 cards. It's pretty unlikely. They're going to attach the Miraidon. And they're gonna Iono us again. Okay, so if they Iono us to 2, that's fine. Like I said, getting energy into this card is good, but we need to find a fighting energy now to use Garchomp with. Because we're gonna need to hit with something eventually, and our switch going to the bottom is not great either. Thankfully, we have another one that will allow us to switch out. They do have the 4 Seal Stone, so they found their out of path, but is it really worth it? I mean, if they play Beach Court, it's they're switching their path out in 1, so that's probably pretty good. We're gonna need to have a miracle here. Denying their Flaffies has been really effective, so we're gonna just have to see what they get at this point. Like, it's gonna be tough. I imagine it's a Beach Court or it's a generator. There's a generator. Can we continuously get lucky? Yes, yes. We are living this. We're living this right now. They're just gonna pass, which is awesome for us. We get Ultra Ball, which is literally perfect because we can also thin the Gabite out and put that on this Gible here. And Gabite's a good attacker because we can do 100 for 1 after weakness, which is super solid. And now we get Irida, we get Boss, but that only gives us one way to switch. Like, we either switch or we get energy, but we can't get Groudon out of the active. So what I might do, I think I'd rather go for Irida, grab Chomp, and I want to grab Vessel. And the reason I want to do this is because I can, 1, get the VIP out of my hand, I can get 2 energies, and firstly, I'll attach the Groudon, and we can just go for a Swelling Power. And we can attach this Fighting Energy. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was a discard, an energy from the discard. But we'll attach it to Groudon here, and then it's just passed to them. We'll see what they have. If they don't have anything, we just boss win the game because we have boss in hand. Could have attached it to the Garchomp on the bench, but then the problem with that is we don't have a lot of cards that we can draw with, so to switch the Groudon out is a challenge. But if the Groudon gets knocked out, we just bring up Garchomp, we can pivot it, we can attach another one. They're going to attach to Mareep, they're going to research away, they're going for a big play here, they're hoping they got a generator. They need, like, to hit, like, either retreat into switch, into Dynamotor, into generator for 1. They got a lot left in deck. We really halted them here. Like, they got a vacuum, so they finally found their path to the peak out. But is it going to be enough at this point? I don't think so. I don't think there's much that they can do with the power of our Groudon just sitting here in the active spot. Yeah, I'm really hoping they don't take it out. I don't know why they haven't been, like, attacking with Raikou. Raikou is really good. But yeah, we do have, I think, we have a bunch of paths left as well, so we can just path them again. So I'm not super worried, but I'm trying to win this turn. I'm hoping that they are not able to knock Groudon out, and Groudon will just carry us through the game, and we just go boss, boom, explosion with Magma Purge, and then we will be good. I mean, like, you can see that there is issues with Garchomp. Like, Garchomp isn't, like, the best ever. It's got consistency issues happening. It's, you know, sometimes it can be slow, but if your opponent's slower, it doesn't matter, right? You're just able to go crazy. They might just retreat to Zero Aura here. They are, so we do have game in hand, which is very, very awesome. And even if they get a Bravery Charm on Miraidon, it does not matter. We do not care because we just discard 3 energy, and boom, Miraidon is toast. So that will be good for us here. So we were able to beat Miraidon, which is literally this deck's worst matchup. It's like Miraidon and Zard are this deck's really, really bad matchups. Everything else is kind of like easy, not easy, but it's like playable. Zard is really tough, but again, you just, I don't know, path them in the late game, and then you just charge up a big single prize threat in Groudon. You force them to either take 1 prize or deal with the big Garchomp. And that is going to be it for our opponent because we just boss up their Miraidon here and we Magma Purge, and that's all we need to do. Discard all these energy because it doesn't have to just be fighting energy, and boom, knock out that Miraidon, and we are able to win the game. Thankfully, that was a close one. I'm not going to lie. Like, that was coming to the wire there, but we were able to pull through and take a dub with Garchomp EX. Very, like, fun game to maneuver and talk my way through. So, yeah. A lot of Pokemon EX of this Garchomp over the past deck. This deck is a ton of fun to play, and actually has potential to, like, be one of the ones that I find more interesting is Garchomp EX. It has 2 really solid attacks, really good typing, and free retreat on top of that, but they can't answer path. Yeah, so today we're going to give Garchomp its time to shine, and we're going to take a look at a really fun and interesting deck list. What is going on, everybody? Hey, my channel here back again with another Pokemon trading card game on my deck. Today we here on PTCG Live taking a look at Garchomp EX and the changes I would make. I never found myself way. But before we get into the list, I want to say thank you so much for the sponsor of the channel, to like store codes. You know where to go. Head over to PCOstore.com and use code Hitmon to get 5% off your order. Get a good card for a good price, and you help out the channel as well. So thank you to you for supporting the channel.
Another card that I really do want in here,
so please go check them out.
bad
Now, taking a look at Garchomp EX, I really do like Garchomp. This list is courtesy of my good friend Paul. He is the one that originally cooked this up. I think I might have made like 1 or 2 card changes, but it's a really fun list, and I want to just go through it. And it's like really combo based. It's really cool. So we're just gonna take a look. We're obviously got the start of the show. Garchomp EX here. It's got Hydrolander for 160. You need 1 fighting energy, and you can attach up to 3 basic fighting energy cards from the discard pile. But again, you want one that you like, which it could see 4th attack. So for support, we are going to be using Radiant Greninja to help us discard those. The Gabite did help me out. Sorry, those fighting energy, and it's a decent attack cards into Miraidon, because Garchomp's other attack is pretty solid as well for 2 colors energy. Another card that I do want here is a tool and do 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. This is really good for sniping things like Bibarel, or if you want to go for a boss stall and then snipe something on the bench. Pokemon are really choice-based as well in the late game. Yeah, and you can kind of change this together with 2 Garchomps because they all have Iron Bundle is also a good attacker that we use good. So we are rocking a 4-1-3 line of Garchomp EX, and we're also playing a bunch of other support Pokemon. But again, it's hard to pull off 2 line of Bidoof Bibarel to help us draw some cards and have some consistency throughout our deck. And we're also playing a copy of Manaphy to protect our little dudes on the bench. But other than that, now ours is a lot of fun to play, and I really think really try it out. I want to start with Iron Hands, because Iron Hands is actually pretty strong in this deck. You can accelerate, but it's got a lot of energy to it. And the turn after, attach a lightning energy, and boom, you're going to be able to enjoy very much onto anything that you really want to. So Iron Hands is really good at dealing with single prize Pokemon, and we do have our own single prize attacker in here in the form of Groudon. It's got that Magma Purge that does 60 use so much, and then you just discard up to 4 fighting energy, 4 any energy from your Pokemon.